Queen Rania of Jordan attends a summit in Belfast. The Prince and Princess of Wales kick off Black History Month in Cardiff. And members of the Danish and Norwegian royal families attend the opening of Parliament. All this and much more coming up next on your Royal Daily News. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing well. My name is Alexandra, and welcome to your Royal Daily News for Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. Their Majesties King Harald V and Queen Sonja of Norway, accompanied by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Haakon of Norway, presided over the solemn opening of the 168th Parliament in Oslo. Their Majesties, according to tradition, arrived at Parliament in an open car from the palace in Oslo to the Karl Johan Gate at Parliament Hall. Upon their arrival at Parliament Hall, Their Majesties and the Crown Prince were welcomed by members of the Norwegian government, including party leader Mr. Carl Hagen. According to the Norwegian Royal Court, the King's speech from the throne, written by the government, quote, outlines the most important lines of the policy the government will pursue in the upcoming Parliament session. On Friday, the government presented its proposal for the state budget for the next year. After the throne speech, Minister Geir Polsted reads the message about the state of the kingdom. It is a tradition that the youngest government member reads this. No negotiations shall take place as long as the king is present in Parliament Hall. Therefore, the President of Parliament waited to propose how the throne speech should be processed until after Their Majesties and the Crown Prince had left Parliament. End quote. Meanwhile, Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II of Denmark, their Royal Highnesses Crown Prince Frederik and Crown Princess Mary of Denmark, and Her Royal Highness Princess Benedicte of Denmark attended the opening of Danish Parliament at Parliament Hall, Christiansborg, in Copenhagen. The opening of Parliament marks the beginning of the new parliamentary year and takes place on the first Tuesday in October. In Uppsala, Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Victoria of Sweden, accompanied by the Speaker of the Parliament, Mr. Andreas Norlin, and the Minister of Social Affairs, Mr. Jacob Forsmead, attended the opening of the formal church meeting held at Uppsala Cathedral. The formal church meeting is the highest decision-making body of the Church of Sweden and decides on issues that are common to the entire Church of Sweden. According to a press release, quote, 104 motions and 5 letters will be processed this year, end quote. Their Royal Highnesses, the Prince and Princess of Wales, were in Cardiff this morning to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the arrival of the HMT Empire Windrush to the United Kingdom, as well as to mark the start of Black History Month. During the celebrations, the Prince and Princess spent time meeting with members of the Windrush generation and their descendants. The royal couple also celebrated the work of diverse community groups in the area. According to Kensington Palace, the Prince and Princess also visited the Fitzallen High School to hear from students about the work they have been doing around Black history and learned about the vocational courses the school provides. His Serene Highness, Prince Albert II of Monaco, began his 2-day visit to the province of Reggio Calabria in Italy this morning. The purpose of today's visit to the town of Tarianova was to unveil a Site Historique Grimaldi de Monaco plaque. The town was a former fiefdom of the Grimaldi dynasty, as well as to visit the grave of his ancestor, Maria Teresa Grimaldi. For the past several years, the Sovereign Prince has visited various towns and villages in Spain, Italy, and France, 150 in total with ties to the Grimaldi dynasty, to unveil Site Historique Grimaldi de Monaco plaques. At this point, I guess you could say he's a professional plaque unveiler. Anyway, after the unveiling of the plaque at the entrance of the town of Tarianova, the Sovereign Prince walked to the town square, where he, I'm pretty sure you guessed it by now, unveiled another plaque and signed the Book of Honor. The Sovereign Prince also received honorary citizenship from the mayor. In his speech, the Sovereign Prince said, quote, I appreciate your welcome and the beauties of your land. I have never been to Tarianova, and I am happy to be here to pay homage to a common past." End quote. Oh, that's sweet of him. Last evening, the Sovereign Prince received the Golden Trident from the International Academy of Underwater Science and Technology during a ceremony held at the Musée Oceanographique de Monaco. According to a press release, the Sovereign Prince received the award in the, quote, educational, dissemination, artistic, and recreational activities category, end quote. The Sovereign Prince is well known for his active commitment to the protection and study of our oceans, and for his desire to address global environmental challenges, combat climate change, preserve the planet's water resources, protect biodiversity, and raise awareness of the importance of saving our oceans and seas. In Brussels, Their Majesties King Philippe and Queen Mathilde of the Belgians hosted a reception this afternoon for mayors from different cities and towns throughout Belgium at Château de Laken. Her Majesty Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, in her capacity as the United Nations Secretary-General's Special Advocate for Inclusive Finance for Development, participated in a panel discussion during the FMO Future of Finance Conference held at the Music Building on the IJ in Amsterdam. According to RVD, the conference is being held against the backdrop of the impact of climate change and the rising cost of living due to inflation. During the panel session, the Queen spoke about the importance of, quote, safe, accessible, and affordable financial services that protect people and promote economic development, end quote. His Majesty King Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands held an audience this morning with a member of the Senate of the Netherlands representing the Farmer Citizen Movement, BBB, Ms. Alona Maria Lagas, at the Paleis Huis ten Bosch in Den Haag. In Amman, His Majesty King Abdullah II of Jordan received the Integrity and Anti-Corruption Commission's IACC report for 2022 at Al Husseini Palace. Receiving the IACC report from the chairman, the King called for stepping up awareness-raising efforts for public employees across the board on principles of integrity and governance. The King also urged the IACC to continue to develop its work and to build the capacity of its employees, as well as to move forward with digital transformation to facilitate implementing its duties. And finally, on Monday, Her Majesty Queen Rania of Jordan attended the One Young World Summit in Belfast. The One Young World Summit, one of the world's largest youth leadership summits, is a global platform that identifies, connects, and promotes young leaders from around the world, hosting an annual event that convenes in a different city each year. Summit participants who are working to accelerate social impact include a number of young leaders from 190 countries and more than 250 organizations. The participants are invited to deliver speeches and participate in workshops and networking opportunities, as well as receive counseling by influential figures attending the summit. In previous years, the counselors included the former U.S. President, Bill Clinton, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and the late South African human rights activist, Archbishop Desmond Tutu. This year's summit, which gathered over 2,000 young activists and leaders, commemorated the 25th anniversary of the Good Friday Agreement between the British and Irish governments, which was signed in Belfast. According to a press release, in her speech, the Queen recalled how the signing of the Good Friday Agreement inspired the late King Hussein of Jordan to remain hopeful about achieving peace in the Middle East. She also highlighted the late King's role in the Wye River negotiations, which took place that same year as he was battling cancer and undergoing intense chemotherapy. Despite his poor health, the late King Hussein insisted on traveling to the United States to push for the signing of a memorandum between the Palestinians and Israelis that aimed to resume the implementation of the Oslo Second Accord. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon. I will be back tomorrow on Wednesday, October 4th, with all the latest royal news. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful afternoon and a great day tomorrow. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss a thing. Okay. Again, have a wonderful afternoon, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.